Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. So today in this video, I'm going to discuss one of the most important issue with respect to preamble. Yes. So recently what happened is that Supreme Court has brought its judgment and mentioned that now the socialist and secular which were added in 1976, these two words in the preamble, now there is no use to challenge these two words. Getting my point? तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि 2020 में सोशलिस्ट और सेक्युलर को चैलेंज किया था, है ना, लाइक आवर फॉर्मर लॉ मिनिस्टर सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी, है ना, टू अदर एडवोकेट्स, दे हैव चैलेंज द वर्ड सोशलिस्ट एंड सेक्युलर कि अब इसको हमें प्रियम्बल से हटा देना चाहिए, है ना, because in during the time period of emergency when Indira Gandhi has introduced various amendments, so most of the amendments were rejected in 1978 under 44th Amendment Act. So that is why in 2020 it was challenged, the petition was filed in Supreme Court that why these socialist and secular word which have been introduced during the time period of emergency, these words should also be removed. So let's try to understand how these words reflects the ideal of constitution and what was the original constitution, what was the debate in Constituent Assembly. Getting my point? So let's try to understand. So there is an article in Indian Express today, how socialist and secular were inserted in the preamble, why Supreme Court ruled they will stay. Clear? So let's try to understand this article. So for this we need to understand, so this is our preamble of our constitution. So the people of India having solemnly resolved to the constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So initially in original constitution, if you see, so sovereign, okay, then democratic republic was there. These two words, socialist and secular, these two words were added in 42nd amendment of the constitution. Getting my point? So first let's try to understand what is preamble actually. Okay, so preamble है क्या? So let me tell you, if when we talk about preamble, है ना, preamble. Now try to understand, whenever you create a movie or a serial, for that the most important thing is the script, है ना. So the script, so suppose there is a name of a series called as Constitution. Getting my point? Called as Constitution. So what was the script of Constitution? Script in the sense, what is the purpose of this movie? Getting my point? So that script was objective resolution. Objective resolution. Because objective resolution mentions the purpose, the objective of the constitution. Getting my point? And it also mentioned the purpose of preamble as well. So before the constitution was enforced, getting my point, preamble was created. So preamble is like, you can say, a trailer of the web series, a trailer of the movie. So objective resolution was introduced on 13th December 1946 and it was introduced by our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Getting my point? And then Constitution was created and adopted on 26 November 1949 and it was enforced. Constitution was enforced on 26 January 1950. India became democratic, sovereign democratic republic. Clear everyone? So this is a short history of the making of constitution. Now, so if you see the preamble, so preamble is also like the introduction of India's constitution. What is preamble? It is like introduction of India's constitution. It is the summary of India's constitution because it reflects the ideals and values of our constitution. Because preamble explains big ideas and values, that how these ideas and values are going to guide our country. Clear? So constitution was first started in 1950 on 26 January 1950. So preamble described India in original preamble described India as sovereign democratic republic, as I have said just now. Clear? But these things were changed in the sense two words were added in the background of emergency, that is in 1976 during the time period of Indira Gandhi government. Getting my point? So in 1976 during the time period emergency, two new words were added in the preamble called as socialist and secular. Getting my point? Now today the preamble that we see in this preamble, these two words are also there which were added by Indira Gandhi. Now the preamble is having that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. Now the word socialist is contradictory, because if it is a socialist country, then it also point out the role of private sector. Getting my point? So that is why recently three people asked Supreme Court to remove these two words. But the context here is on 25th of November, that is on this Monday itself, court decided to keep these two words, that is socialist and secular. Getting my point? Now, so if you go through the origin of preamble, so we need to understand the origin of preamble. So what is the purpose of the preamble? It is a statement of guiding principle and purpose of constitution. Preamble mentions the values of constitution, mentions the ideals of constitution. So when you see the initial text or original text of preamble, then you will see that in that it is mentioned that India was sovereign, democratic and republic. There was no socialist, no secular word like that. Getting my point? Now, what are the core values which are mentioned in preamble? Core values are justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. So this is the original preamble. Getting my point? Now, how this preamble was adopted? Getting my point? So for that, various debates took place in Constituent Assembly. Now let's see the debates. Constituent Assembly debates. So these debates are also mentioned in the editorial today. Getting my point? That is why newspaper reading is very important, because you can complete one topic from this editorial the way they have written. Getting my point? Now, on 13th of December 1946, as I have said, what was introduced? Remember this thing? So, objective resolution was introduced. Who has introduced the objective resolution? Jawaharlal Nehru, which mentions the objective and purpose of the constitution. That the constitution which we are going to draft, what will be the objective of that constitution? So, this proclaims that India as independent sovereign republic. This ensures that equality before law, rights for minorities, all these things were introduced in objective resolution. It ensures equality, safeguards for minorities. But there was no mention of socialist and secular in final version. Getting my point? But various debates took place in October 1949. What happened? Now in October 1949, remember this thing, as you can see here, these are the cuttings of Indian Express newspaper. This is related to objective resolution which is mentioned in the newspaper. Another important thing, this cutting of the newspaper mentions that in October 1949 in Constituent Assembly, so there was one member in Constituent Assembly whose name was Hasrat Mohani. Hasrat Mohani, whose name we have all heard in India's freedom struggle. So Hasrat Mohani suggested, इन्होंने क्या सजेस्ट किया? He suggested that India, जिसको हम किस तरीके से लिखते हैं? He suggested that instead of writing the preamble, we the people of India. आज हम preamble जब देखते हैं तो क्या लिखा होता है? We the people of India solemnly resolve. Getting my point? So he mentioned instead of writing we the people of India, we should use the term India, that is Union of India Socialist Republic. तो हसरत मोहानी ने क्या मेंशन किया? Instead of writing we the people of India, instead of writing we the people of India, he suggested we should write Union of Indian Socialist Republic, that is UISR, Union of Indian Socialist Republic. So he wanted to create a line or a preamble on the lines of USSR. जैसे USSR है ना, Soviet Republics, वैसे ये चाहते थे that our preamble should start with Union of Indian Socialist Republic instead of we the people of India. This much is clear to all of you. So it was rejected. Getting my point? This was rejected. Remember this thing. So this amendment was rejected, which was proposed by Hasrat Mohani. Clear? Now, after that, now one more thing. In 1948, now in 1948, what happened? Professor K.T. Shah, yes, Professor K.T. Shah, इन्होंने क्या प्रपोज किया? He proposes secular federalist socialist union of state. Getting my point? So he mentions that today in Article 1 we see India, that is Bharat. Getting my point? So he mentioned instead of writing India, that is Bharat, we should write India, that is secular federalist socialist union of state. Getting my point? We say India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of state. Shall be the union of state. जो आज हम देखते हैं, इन्होंने क्या प्रपोज किया था? प्रोफेसर केटी शाह ने. We should mention, he proposed that India, that is Bharat, secular federalist socialist union of state. So this was also rejected, but it raised the future relevance of these terms. Getting my point? So these things were there. Getting my point? So these things are there. Now try to understand one more thing, that one more person was there whose name was H.V. Kamath. Now H.V. Kamath mentions that we should include socialist and secular. Getting my point? He also mentioned, but these things were rejected. But these things will become motivation for future relevance. So let's try to understand. Now what happened in 1975? National emergency was imposed. Getting my point? Now in this background, now try to understand, if you see the era of Indira Gandhi from 1969 around till 1978, various constitutional amendments took place. It was a tussle between executive as well as judiciary. Parliament used to propose the amendments, judiciary used to reject those amendments. Now, when national emergency was imposed, so what will be the motive or what will be the aim of Indira Gandhi's government? The aim would be to increase the power of Parliament. Getting my point? That is why in this background she introduced 42nd Amendment 1976, which increased the power of Parliament as well as executive. Getting my point? That is why it is also called as a mini constitution. Various amendments were introduced. Now in the background of these amendments only, in 42nd amendments, now what is the context? Emergency under Indira Gandhi, sweeping constitutional changes. Now what were the changes? Basically what were the changes to preamble we have to discuss here. So in this she added the word socialist and secular to sovereign democratic republic. Now India is socialist, secular, sovereign democratic republic. Now, justification. So she has given the justification because it reflects, our constitution reflects the ideals of socialism, secularism and national integrity. Getting my point? तो ये सारी चीजें दी गई. Other provisions were also there, like Article 368, which mentions about constitutional amendment. So in this, she also amended Article 368. Why? So that she can protect the amendments which are aligned with DPSP, that is under Part 4 of the Constitution. That means she can decrease the power of courts here. Getting my point? Judiciary here. Now, after 1978, when national emergency was over, various amendments were introduced and rejected the amendments which were done under 42nd amendments. Clear? But the two words, that is socialist and secular, was not rejected by Supreme Court. Getting my point? So various judicial challenges and their outcomes. So the most important case that came in 1980, that is Minerva Mill case. In this case, Supreme Court struck down the excessive centralization of power. कि पार्लियामेंट के पास जो एक्सेसिव पावर चली गई थी उसको क्या किया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, स्टक डाउन कर दिया. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? फ्रॉम 42nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. बट सुप्रीम कोर्ट रिटेन्ड द चेंजेस टू द प्रीएम्बल, दैट इज सोशलिस्ट एंड सेक्युलर. That is why in 2020, 3 petitioners, Supreme Court advocate Dr. Balram Singh, former Law Minister Subramaniam Swamy and advocate Ashwini Upadhyay. These 3 petitioners challenged in Supreme Court regarding that now these 2 words, secular and socialism, these 2 words should be removed. Clear? So what are the arguments that they have made? They say that secular जो word लिखा गया है, इससे क्या हो रहा है? Initially secular word was excluded by the framers of constitution because it is inconsistent with India's original vision. Second, socialist, तब इन्होंने कहा इन petitioners ने कि socialist जो है, it limits the flexibility in economic policies. Getting my point? Now, on 25th of November, that means this Monday, Supreme Court's judgment. तो Supreme Court का judgment क्या आया? Supreme Court rejected the petition, rejected the challenges, okay, rejected the arguments which were mentioned by those 3 petitioners. Now, Supreme Court ने क्या कहा? This word secularism, this is a unique India's model and state supports no religion and state protects all. Clear? This secularism does not mean that secularism does not mean that whether that government is going to protect a particular community or anything. They have already mentioned that India is a unique model. State supports no religion and protects all. India by root, it is secular since ancient times. Getting my point? So that is why in UPSC mains examination they have asked a very important question, how Western secularism is different from Indian secularism. In Indian secularism, secularism is in our roots only because of diverse culture, multiple religions. India is a multicultural country. Clear? Now, so what Supreme Court did? Supreme Court mentioned that the word secularism is important because it is linked to the ideals of fraternity, brotherhood, equality, dignity and liberty. Second, socialism. With respect to socialism, so here socialism, why? Because of economic and social justice, which is already mentioned in DPSP. Clear? But our socialism does not strict control of private sector. So Supreme Court mentioned that India supports balanced development including private sector contribution because that is necessity. Clear? Now, so Supreme Court mentioned there is no restriction. Preamble amendments have not limited legislation or policies. Preamble is not becoming the hurdle in legislation or in any policy. So what are the key reasons for dismissal? The key reasons are that there are flaws in arguments which are obvious and manifest. Now, there is no justification for challenging 42nd Amendment Act after 44 years. Yes, Supreme Court ने कहा कि अब कोई फायदा नहीं है जब इतने सालों से चुप रहे तो अब क्या फायदा है 44 years के बाद टू चैलेंज दीज टू कीवर्ड्स. Getting my point? That is socialist and secular. Clear? So this verdict is given by Supreme Court recently on 25th of November. So that is why today it is there in the newspaper. Clear? So what are the key themes basically? Key themes are secularism. If you see, this secularism is Indian interpretation, not anti-religion. Whenever we say secularism, that is in the context of West. Getting my point? In West, secularism was the outcome of Renaissance movement. Clear? But in case of India, secularism is not anti-religion. Getting my point? Clear? It is linked with fraternity, equality, everything. Socialism itself evolved ideology. It is interpreted by different scholars. So it has evolved, meaning it is aligned with justice and private sector growth also. Clear? Now judicial consistency is very important because judiciary always upholds the constitution's evolving framework, and also judiciary ensures that we should preserve the basic structure doctrine. Clear everyone? Now this was there in the article. Now I would like to tell you one of the most important thing, that you should understand that what is important for mains and what is important for prelims. So I would like to tell you that nation-centric words are important for your UPSC mains examination. Yes, with respect to preamble, nation-centric words are very important. Nation-centric words can and have been asked in mains examination as they are explicitly not mentioned elsewhere. Now the question here is, what are nation-centric words? Nation-centric words like sovereign, which is there in preamble, secular, democratic, socialist, republic. Getting my point? These are nation-centric words. So in mains examination, they ask most of the time questions based on these nation-centric words only. And in prelims, they ask citizen-centric words. Citizen-centric words kahan par hai? Fundamental rights and DPSP. Clear? So remember this thing. What are the 5 parameters that you should know for your mains examination? What do you mean by the term? Why has the term been in the news recently? Then how has the meaning of the term evolved since independence, just like we have discussed about secular and socialism? What factors have caused the evolution of meaning of the term? Background. Then how does one foresee the meaning of the term to evolve in coming times? Getting my point? So these two things, A and B, you can mention in the introduction. Main body will be how the meaning of the term evolves since independence, that you can write in the body. What factors have caused the evolution of the meaning of the term should be there in the body, and conclusion should be this thing, E1. Getting my point? So this is how you should structure your answers. So that is why I have given you the parameters here, that you should focus on nation-centric words with respect to mains and citizen-centric words with respect to prelims. As you can see here, citizen-centric words more likely to be asked in prelims as one-line meanings. Getting my point? Remember this thing. Now, one practice question for all of you based on this editorial. Discuss the historical evolution of preamble of Indian Constitution with reference to the inclusion of terms socialist and secular. Then critically analyze Supreme Court's recent stance on challenges to these amendments in the context of India's socio-political and economic framework. This you have to write in 250 words. Getting my point? So you can write the answer and you can send it to us. Getting my point? So I hope this editorial, this concept is clear for all of you. So for such videos, you can subscribe our channel Legacy IAS Academy and share these videos as much as you can possible for awareness. Thank you so much.